They say prayer has the power to heal, so pray for me, mother. In the human heart, an evil spirit can dwell. I'm trying to love my neighbor and do good unto others. But oh mother, things ain't going well.
Whether this song has anything to do with Western movies, I kind of doubt it, but I think it's a similar feeling that's being created here. Good morning, and welcome to another episode of the Clarion Call Reactions and Opinions, and another in my continuing series of Deciphering Dylan. Before I get started on today's song, I want to explain a little bit about the title of my channel, Deciphering Dylan. I've had some criticism both in the comments here and in other places of people who maintain that Dylan cannot be deciphered, that Dylan doesn't want to be deciphered, that Dylan's songs should just be appreciated for the emotional impact that they have and not be dug into too deeply. I understand what they're saying there. Besides the obvious alliteration that I like of Deciphering Dylan, I'm also trying to market my YouTube channel as something other than another reaction channel. I watch a lot of reactions. Some of them are very good, but even the best reactors struggle with Dylan on a first-time hearing. Dylan is an artist that you have to study and listen to many, multiple times before you really understand even a small amount of what he's doing. I don't claim to be a Dylanologist or an expert on Bob. I'm just a lifelong fan, starting 60 years ago when I first heard Like a Rolling Stone come across the radio. And I've been a fan pretty much ever since, although I admit there was some years there in the 80s and up into the 90s where I kind of lost track of what he was doing. But in 1997, when he came out with Time Out of Mind, and then the next two albums culminating here with Modern Times in 2006, I think most people understand that that was a renaissance of Bob's art. It got even more complex with what he was doing. None more so than this album and the song that ended this album, which I'm going to do today, Ain'tTalkin. It's very much an apocalyptic landscape that he's portraying here. Sure, there's the normal heartbreak of life that never is too far beneath the surface of any of Bob's songs. The great ones like Tangled Up in Blue and Brownsville Girl and a number of songs that I've done reacted to, they almost always are about heartbreak. Mississippi stands out as another, about loss of that loved one and the struggle to overcome those feelings of grief, the hope that maybe someday you get back together with that person. I've been listening for 60 years, so for instance, Blood on the Tracks, one of my favorite albums, I've listened to that probably thousands of times. It would not really fair for me to come on and say, hey, I'm doing a first-time reaction to a song that I've listened to hundreds of times. This song here, same thing, maybe not to the same degree, but certainly I've heard this song dozens of times. I found a video that has the song against a backdrop of famous Western. I think it kind of fits the mood. Ain't talking, just walking. Kind of the lone American gunslinger archetype, similar to what Bob is expressing. Now, people can say, no, that's not what this song is about at all. But it makes an interesting contrast anyway to hear his words against some beautiful cinematography. I've also done a lyric video, which I like to do with most of my videos so I can know exactly what the lyrics are.
As I walked out tonight in the mystic garden, the wounded flowers were dangling from the vine. I was passing by a young cool crystal fountain. Someone hit me from behind. Ain't talking, just walking through this weary wilderness world. Hot burning, still yearning. No one on earth would ever know. They say.
So that's the basic structure of the song. There's 4 lines followed by a repeating chorus, ain't talkin', just walkin', and that repeats 9 times. This is an 8-minute long song, so this probably be a fairly lengthy video. Just enjoy the imagery of the Wild West, but let's talk about the lyrics. He's walking out into the mystic garden. We can't say much about that other than it's a mystical place. This next verse sticks in my mind for some reason as the most powerful verse in the song. They say prayer has the power to help, so pray for me, mother.
They say prayer has the power to help, so pray for me, mother. In the human heart, an evil spirit can dwell. I'm trying to love my neighbor and do good unto others. But oh mother, things ain't going well.
They say prayer has the power, so pray for me, but in the human heart there must be evil. And I'm trying to be a good Christian, basically, not do unto others anything bad, but it's not going so well. So he kind of sets the scene there of a man that's struggling really in life, trying to do the right thing, but forced by circumstances to sometimes do things that are not so nice.
Ain't talking, just walking. I'll burn that bridge before you can cross. Hot burning, still yearning. There'll be no mercy for you once you've lost.
So no mercy. You know, he's going to get even. He's going to burn that bridge before you can cross it. So someone has hurt him very badly, and someone going to be the object of his revenge. And he's talking about there, the heart is burning, he's still yearning. So again, as I said in the introduction, there's always a romantic background to Bob's songs. Whatever happened, there's a bad romance in there too, that he's still burning his heart about and still yearning to get back with that woman perhaps. But in the meantime, he's got other things he has to deal with.
Now I'm all worn down by weeping. My eyes are filled with tears, my lips are dry. If I catch my opponents ever sleeping, I'll just slaughter them where they lie.
Pretty strong language there. He feels very strongly that whoever did him wrong deserves to die for their sins against him. That's probably the most brutal line of almost any Dylan song that you could think of.
Ain't talking, just walking through the world mysterious and vague. Heart burning, still yearning, walking through the cities of the plague.
Now, if you listen to that background music, you've got a couple guitars, one picking and one playing lead guitar. You've got a bass, which I believe is an upright acoustic bass. And then you've also got a string instrument there. I believe it's a viola. It's a really haunting combination of instruments.
While the whole world is filled with speculation, the whole wide world which people say is round, they will tear your mind away from contemplation. They will jump on your misfortune when you're down.
Really breathtakingly beautiful lyrics here from the master. They will jump on your misfortune when you're down, and they will disrupt your contemplation. You know, I've always said Bob is a prophet. This song came out in 2006, but boy, doesn't it speak to us as far as the whole social media revolution and what's going on in our world today, that we're constantly disrupted from contemplation by the latest new thing, the latest short video. Do they kick you when you're down? They sure do. They kick you when you're up, and then when they kick you more when you're down.
Ain't talking, Someday you'll be glad to have me around.
So obviously that line, "you'd be glad to have me around someday," intended for his lover, maybe lost lover, telling her, "You're going to miss me when I'm gone, and you wish I was around." I love the line about he's eating hog-eyed grease in a hog-eyed town. I have no idea what that means. And in another sense, I do know what it means. It's a very hard scrabble existence. You know, he's just eating grease, and the whole town is greasy. But I don't know the reference as to what hog-eyed actually means.
They will crush you with wealth and power. Every waking moment you could crack. That'll make the most of one last extra hour. I'll avenge my father's death when I'll step back.
They'll crush you with wealth and power. Oh, don't we see a lot of that going on in the world? And then he's going to avenge his father's death. Not clear who his father was or what happened to his father, but that may be why he's going to slaughter them while they sleep. I guess I couldn't blame him if someone had killed my father. You're honor bound to return the favor.
Ain't talking, just walking. Hand me down my walking cane. Hot burning, still yearning. Got to get you out of my miserable brain.
Trying to get that woman out of his brain. So there's always that lost romantic partner in the background of almost all of these later songs. Those of us who've been there can relate.
All of my loyal and my much loved companions, they approve of me and share my code. I practice a faith that's been long abandoned. Ain't no altars on this long and lonesome road.
What would that faith be that's been long abandoned? Well, it's probably a faith that no one's ever heard of because it's been so long since it was practiced. It's an outlaw code. He and his companions, they share a code of the outlaw, not a code based upon what society thinks they should do.
Ain't talking, just walking. My mule is sick, my horse is blind. I'm burning, still yearning. Thinking about that gal I left behind.
Again, he's thinking about that gal. Those who are connoisseurs of Western movies will identify a lot of these actors. I know a few of them. I just saw Glenn Ford. I saw Lee Marvin. I saw Paul Newman. A few others that I recognize throughout the video. But I'm sure if you're more of an expert, you can identify a lot more. You probably know what movies they're from and what scenes we're viewing and how they fit in the context of any particular movie. I don't have that type of expertise with Westerns, but I do feel like it captures the essence of this song, which is really a lonesome gunfighter in the West and how he survives in a very, very threatening climate.
Well, it's bright in the heavens and the wheels are flying. Fame and honor never seem to fade. The fire's gone out, but the light is never dying. Who says I can't get heavenly aid? Ain't talking, just walking, carrying a dead man's seal. Hot burning, still yearning, walking with a toothache in my heel.
Walking with a toothache in his heel. I believe that is a line lifted from an old song. But what an image, you know, you got a toothache so bad that it hurts all the way down through your body, all the way down to your heel. That's a toothache. Some people have criticized a lot of the later Dylan songs for borrowing heavily from all types of places, old songs, poets, as far back as Ovid, I guess, is a couple of his lines are cribbed, the old Roman poet, into this song here. And I always say to those people, who cares? Everybody steals, and the great artists probably steal the most, but they create something totally unique when they do. That's really what we need to focus on, not like, where did this line come from and did he give proper credit for that line? I don't think Mr. Ovid is going to be getting royalties.
The suffering is unending. Every nook and cranny has its tears. I'm not playing, I'm not pretending, I'm not nursing any superfluous fears. Ain't talking, just walking, walking ever since the other night. Hot burning, still yearning, walking till I'm clean out of sight.
So another little hint there, he's been walking ever since whatever happened the other night. So something recently has blown up for him and he's had to get out of town till he's clean out of sight. We don't know what it is. It probably does involve that lady that he's still yearning for. But isn't the cinematography so fabulous on this video here? It's a wide screen too. It captures the beauty of the Wild West, if you've ever been there. The wide open spaces, the big sky country. It's just gorgeous to feast your eyes on some of these scenes. The lighting in particular is fabulous.
As I walked out in the mystic garden on a hot summer day, a hot summer lawn. Excuse me, ma'am, I beg your pardon. There's no one here, the gardener is gone. Ain't talking, just walking up the road, around the bend. Hot burning, still yearning, in the last outback at the world's end.
That beautiful instrumental there, you can hear the viola and the bass guitar was very strong in the last verse. And Bob's singing is just fabulous. He so embodies that feeling of being at the end of the world, as he says in the last line, at the outback, at the very end of the world. You have a lone figure here, silhouetted against the great open spaces of the West. Whether this song has anything to do with Western movies, I kind of doubt it, but I think it's a similar feeling that's being created here. It's a great song. Another one of these long songs that, admittedly, I didn't warm up to right away. The longer songs sometimes are a little harder for me, but they're worth the effort.